Chris here from Permasystems, finally with another cob cabin update. It has been a couple years and not much has changed here. Haven't had much time to put in, so really haven't done much at all. But the good news is that it looks the same and is still holding up. The one thing that happened last winter is this wall section right here. I had that done for the most part up to right there on the water tank. And you can see, I mean, again, I'll show you around some more, but I, just haven't done much. It's just still this plywood decking on top of the roof. We'll look at that. It's holding up, but it's getting a little old, and I need to keep going with the roof this way. All these roof joists are set in place, going from cob wall to cob wall. We just need this little extra roof extension. But what happened is I only put plywood, about to here on the roof. I did all that plywood, but not here. And it was basically like this. I had some tarps. This is a lot better than it actually was. But the tarps were supposed to keep the water from hitting this wall. We don't want water going on a cob wall. That's why I have these good overhangs all around the cabin. But the tarp I had here blew away or got weird, and the tarp came down here, and water from the roof was just pummeling this wall section, just like a waterfall on it. And so I didn't even notice that was happening, but it just happened in a storm. Things changed and water was hitting it. Anyhow, this whole section just fell down. So I'm just rebuilding that back up. The coolest thing about cob is that even when part of your house breaks and falls down, I just collected it, been mixing it back in some of these tubs, putting a little extra straw back in and building it right back up. I mean, cob is the coolest material. What other material can you do with that at your house? If something breaks or falls apart, you just mix it back up and put it back. Cob's amazing. I did this time put a piece of rebar in there just for a little extra reinforcement. This is probably the least strong wall in this entire area, so figure it should have a little extra reinforcement, and the way it kind of interfaces with this tank, and it's not too surprising. With tons of water, it fell over. So just making that a little stronger now. Been putting in some rebar here because we're gonna, want to completely cover this tank with cob. And so I'll talk some more about some of these other details and what's been happening, but I just wanted to show you some of the other water coming down. You can see it pour into the wall here. It doesn't matter. It's so cool. I'll just put a little cob there, fix it. Not a big deal, but I'd really like to get a roof finished on this thing because, then it'll just, at least no water will be coming down. Let's see, let's go up top and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's see, go over here. Oh, and you can see, stop here. This roof overhang area. Try not to let the sun hit everything too much. One of the next steps is complete this roof overhang section, kind of connect this part to this part, and you can see finish putting in joists like this all the way across on this side, and then the same thing over on this side. So it's not too much more to do there. but I just need the time to do it. So I'll just, I can try to plug away a little bit at this. I didn't make it a New Year's resolution this year to get the cob house done. I've made the mistake of doing that in the past and just didn't get around to it. But I do have a goal this year of getting the roof on this. So it's still just this old plywood on the roof. And of course, this is not how you're supposed to do a plywood roof. Now, this plywood was just here just to be a solid backing for me to do the ferro cement work on. I would lay the mesh on this and the cement. But, time flies, and here we are now. So I put some paint on here and some caulk and a little bit of latex just to keep it from leaking down inside. But this is just supposed to be very temporary and move on to being a real roof. So yeah, I want to get this roof on there. I think what I'll have to do is I showed you from below, show you from above, finish this roof section. It goes from here over to there, and whoops, so you can see hear the cracking, it's getting old, and then this little section, and then just put these joists in, and then I can continue putting the plywood on here, get this covered in plywood, and then start doing the ferro cementing. I was close to switching and doing a living roof here. I'll talk about that in another video. But just for now, just a quick update. And, all this wood is going to come out. I'll talk about that in another video too. But this was just going to be, these are just supports, these horizontals to support these posts. And these posts were going to be for a shade sail system up here. But, I don't want these holes in the roof where the boards are going to come through. I'll change that, so I'll talk about that. So one of the next steps is take this wood off. I don't need that stuff. And then finish that cobbing down below and do this roof section. So I'm just going to plug away at it as little bits as I can this year. We'll see how 2026 looks. Really happy to see like this macadamia nut tree is starting to do well. It really struggled the first few years. Now it's coming in. We'll see if it produces any macadamia nuts. We're getting a lot of macadamia nuts at our trees up on the hill. It's so cool. I love this Coast Live oak just popped up next to it, so they look happy together. Also planted this Coast Live oak. It's doing pretty good. See some of our mesquites are doing okay. Chinese elms doing the best. Oak, Chinese elm, mesquite. This Chinese elm, so beautiful. The sumac here, I gotta do lots of cleaning and pruning there. But overall, if you look around, it's looking pretty darn good for sitting quite exposed for all these years. And once we get a roof on it, it's gonna be much better. I just have that shell on top, just super protected, and then I can take my time on the bottom stuff, but it'll at least won't have any problems with rain. And we'll just have that nice roof protected. We'll have that plywood protected, all this roof, all this wood protected. Again, one day all this wood's gonna be covered with cob, but that'll take a while. But if I can just get the roof done. So I'm gonna just get this wall cobbed back up, cover in here. Then need to cob, I can't see it, on top of these lintels. Needs to go all the way up to this roof. So cob, 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 cob. Deal with this water tank. Is an awkward spot. I'll talk about that more in another video. But I need to figure out exactly how to do the cob transition there. Make it so we can still take the lid off, the tank, work on the drain, some plumbing, get to those things. So I'll talk to all those details, but I mean, I'll get into those details more in another video. But here's just a update for now. So happy to get back to some of this. I mean, cobbing is one of the best things in the world. I love it so much. Really need to put time and energy into it because it's so important on so many levels. So thanks for checking in and stay tuned for more updates soon, hopefully.